I am Elodie Moog and I am the sales manager at TVPaint Développement, and I'm here to talk about the Wacom MobileStudio Pro, the new tablet made by Wacom. And first of all, I would like to thank very much Wacom, who loaned us the tablet so we could test it before anyone else, which was really handy because we could put our finger on a couple of small issues that are actually really simple to fix. So first of all, let's see the creature, the beast. Here it is. Ta-da! So first of all, what I can say about the tablet is the fact that it's much more lighter than the previous models, the Companion 2. So that's I think the weight is about 500 grams less than the previous model. It doesn't seem a lot, but actually it is when you have it in your backpack, so I really appreciate that. What I can say, I can also say that it's much thinner than before. I can show the difference with an older tablet, which is the first hybrid, the Companion hybrid that was running Android, so we can see it's much more thicker. And so what else about the tablet? We can also see that we have many different great large, how to say that, sorry, my English is not that good, I'm French, you know. And so we have different, not really gaps, but holes, yeah, holes that helps the tablets to get refreshed. So we don't have this trouble that we have on the Companion 2. The Companion 2 was quite noisy, especially when you were, I don't know, working on very heavy files. It was making a vacuum cleaner noise. And for these Wacom MobileStudio Pro, I must admit that I didn't have such issue. I tested a couple of hours, to be honest. And no, it's not making any noise, so I really appreciate that. What can I say about the tablet is also the fact that we have different options, really nice. So we still have a jack for the headphones, we still have an entry for SD cards, it's really cool. We also have, yeah, a button to switch it on and off, and also buttons for the sound. And on the other side we have 3 entries for the new USB-C models, because it's not running neither Thunderbolt nor classical USB, but it's USB-C. It's a new model of USB that have the big advantage of that actually you can plug it in any upside down, doesn't matter, because you don't have any way to plug it. It's pretty nice, but I must say that I think it's a good point, and it's an advantage, but it's maybe too early to only offer USB-C plugins, to offer only USB-C plugs, because, well, that's a new model, and it's not that often to have only USB-C right now. Most people are used to Thunderbolt or USB, classical USB, and well, I think it's really modern, but I think it will maybe bother people to purchase mini adapter to have the older devices compatible with their tablets. That's my opinion, but anyway. I must say that with the tablet we had this adapter, so we have a USB-C adapter with 2 entries, Thunderbolt and 1 USB. That's nice. I don't know if it's included by default, I hope it is, because honestly, if you have the tablet and you don't have any adapter and you didn't know it was only offering USB-C ports, yeah, that can be kind of annoying to say, oh my, I have to purchase an adapter. So I don't know, really. I will ask the question to Wacom guys and they will answer me. What else? I must say it had a really good battery. I was working on it a couple of hours, and I must actually I noticed that I haven't needed to charge it for several days. So I didn't use it straight for several days, but I was using like 1 or 2 hours a day, and then I put it aside and I did something else. And then the day after I used the tablet and I realized I was still having power, so it's really cool. And something also nice is the fact that the adapter, the cable for the tablet is also using USB-C, so you just have one type of cable, so I think it's actually a good idea. So yeah, great. What can I say about it? So yeah, so it's very classical. The look of the tablet is like before. You still have the screen and you have all the little buttons and even the wheel and everything. I will show you later how I used it with TVPaint, don't worry. And yes, but the stylus is also very interesting. To note a couple of things. So we have a new generation of stylus. It's actually much thinner, and I know it's not very visible here on the camera, but it's thinner and lighter, which actually I really appreciate too. It's a very small difference, but actually you feel it when you have it in your hand during a very long day. It's really comfortable. The little stylus holder that looks like a cigar box, you know, for individual cigars. I really like it. I don't smoke, but anyway, I like it. And if you turn it, you have the little tips available here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. And if you want to put it in the things. So as you can see, yeah, that's nice, but it's not really, yeah, you have to pull a little strongly to get, yeah, the place to put your stylus. So it's really nice. I really like it. Oh yeah, you have to put it in a very specific way, like this. Yep. And then, yeah, you can close it. So it's nice. Really, the shape is pretty cool. But I must admit, it sounds very. You have to be very careful about it, because it's not like the previous one. I'll show you the previous one, where you have just this simple box. You just open it and you put the stylus in it and you close the box. That's over. Yeah. So the new design is pretty cool, but yeah, you have to be very careful when you use it. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. The second thing I have to mention is the fact that these little cigar box, I will call it that way, the little cigar box can be used to put the stylus like this. So it sounds like an old Wi-Fi cardboard, but so that's the way you can put your stylus. But just like the box itself, it's very, you know, you have to be very careful when you put the stylus on. Yeah, why not? But I think that's actually not really the best way to put that kind. And oh yeah, and actually you can put that little device out of the box, of the cigar box, and put it directly on the tablet. But that's really a little point that could have been improved, because it's actually this little small gap. Just you have 3 USB-C and then you have a little hole to put that plastic stuff in it, and turn it, and that's, yeah, not really good. That's really the only negative points on the tablet. But anyway, that's not really a big deal, because you have many other advantages with that tablet, and I'm about to show you how I can actually use the tablet directly with TVPaint, and you see. Okay, so now we are going to see how to use TVPaint Animation 11 Professional Edition on Wacom MobileStudio Pro. So, first of all, there is something really important I have to talk about. When we use TVPaint for the very first time on the tablet, we noticed a weird issue when we were drawing. Actually, we noticed that lines could be a little jagged. I can show you actually. So I just double click on the icon, I launch TVPaint, and when I draw, especially when I draw very smooth lines, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the lines are not really pretty. That was really a shame. So at the beginning we thought it was a problem with the software, or maybe a problem with Wacom drivers. Actually, it was neither Wacom nor TVPaint. It was Windows, because Windows actually will try to rescale the interface, and since it's rescaling the pixels, it gives very bad results on the drawing space. So you just have to disable a small function from Windows, and then you can enjoy TVPaint properly. So I just quit TVPaint like that. So, yeah, quit. And then I have to make a right click here on the icon of TVPaint and say properties. I don't know if it's translated that way in English. I'm sorry, the Windows is in French. And then you have the third tab here, compatibility, and you just have to tick here that option that can be translated by inactivate the rescaling on high resolutions. And I say OK. Because actually the tablet has a 4K resolution. That's really huge and that's really comfortable, because then you can work very easily on very high definitions projects. So you can see now the difference. The icons are much smaller, and here the lines will be much smoother. That's really comfortable. I really like it. I'm sorry, I can't really draw, but yeah. Something else really new about that tablet is the fact that it's not using 2000 levels of pressure, not 4000 level of pressure, but 8000 level of pressure. That's absolutely amazing and incredible. Really, I didn't believe it when I was told so. I thought, yeah, okay, I think it's so big I wouldn't see the difference, but actually I do see the difference. It's so much smoother when you draw. I can show with other kind of brushes just to show. There we can see all the crayons, and I don't know, like the splatter, how it's still very sensitive to the tilt, and that's really smooth. And other modes like watercolor, yeah, can see how really sensitive it is with all this level of pressure, and you can really enjoy it with TVPaint right now, because since, as you know, here for every brush, for every parameters like the size, the shape, the smear and everything, you have all those profile where you can define the level of pressure like this with the profile editor, and with the combination of the ability of this new tablet, it's really amazing. Oh, you can play here with the size, you see. So I really like it, really. That's really amazing. Something else we can also notice is the fact that with this new tablet, I didn't have the usual problem that we had with older Cintiqs, especially the very first generation of Cintiqs. We had these parallax issue, these, you know, this little step between the cursor and the stylus. I can even zoom in so you can see better. I will just use a different brush, yeah, like this. Erase the interface, and let's zoom in a little bit. So now you can see, yeah, here we don't have this parallax issue. It's always very close to the tip. It's really comfortable, really. I'll just zoom out. Something else also really comfortable is how the touch is taken in account by the tablet. I must admit that with other tablets, like, I don't know, the Cintiq 27 HD or the other companions, I never really liked the touch options. Actually, in our team, we were always disabling the touch option because we had always issue when, for instance, you had your hands on the tablet, and sometimes it was detecting the hand and not the stylus. It was not too often, but just enough to be annoying. And I must admit that now with that tablet, I never suffered of these trouble, whatever the way I am selecting brushes, or even when I'm trying to animate. I really appreciate the fact that we don't have these older trouble, though. That's really, really cool. Can enjoy the power of TVPaint brushes. And even rainbows, yeah. I know, those are the silly brushes, they're just made to have fun. Some little inconvenience I have found, but those inconvenience are not linked to the tablet. To be honest, they are linked to TVPaint right now. There are a couple of things that we must fix there. For instance, if the rotation, the screen rotation is enabled on your tablet and you turn it, it will make TVPaint will crash. So that's something we have to fix on our side to avoid this behavior. Something else we also noted is the fact that the multitouch is not always taken in consideration. So the only multitouch that is a little bit taken in account in TVPaint is the zoom in and out, but really it's not we should be able to rotate, and there are a couple of things that we should be able to do with the software. And to be honest, we never really worked on it because we truly didn't have the time. But no, I must admit that, especially with that kind of tablet, I think it's really worth it to work on it precisely. Other thing I would like to show is actually how we can use all the buttons here of the tablet, especially to animate and zoom and configure it actually as you wish. For example, so by default there is only the shortcut that I can use, which is the Alt key, which allows me to rotate and zoom in, zoom out like this. But I can show you quickly how to change all of these, and I'll show you, by the way, the properties of the Wacom tablet. You can see the interface is exactly the same as before, so you won't be lost, you won't get lost if you were used to other tablets. So we have everything related to the stylus directly. For instance, the sensitivity to the pressure. I'll just use something bigger. Up. So here, oops, up, and okay. So here it's really sensitive to the pressure. If I draw very smoothly, and if I draw very strongly, it means it's really fast to find the maximal level. And if I put it more strong like this, then I will, oops, and you see it will be much more sensitive. So just like before, it's exactly the same. We can also find the same with the tilt right here. So if the tilt, I would take a brush with a tilt like this one. So here the tilt is really smooth. And if I do the same with stronger tilt, you can see the difference. So that's really up to you, just as before. And I also have all the features there all the functions that you can change. So for example, I can change here this modifier and say, okay, I would like to have Alt and Control. Okay, so it will allow me to rotate the canvas like this. Yeah, perfect. Something else I could also configure is the fact the scrub in the timeline right here. So I go by here and I have the touch ring right here, and I have a couple of options. Like for example, I could say, okay, I would like to change that, and so here I can use up, left arrow, right arrow, and say, okay, call that scrub. Okay. And so now when I come back here, and I will use up that one scrub. And so if I move like this, I can scrub in the timeline, which is really, really comfortable for, for the animation. And so I can turn the light table. So sorry, I can draw and I can't animate neither. Yeah. Amazing. No, it's not, I'm sorry. And something else we can also see is if the tablet is strong enough to manage a couple of files, something much more heavier than just making bouncing balls. Like, up. Okay, open it, please. Yeah. So let's use the new CTG layer, which is made for coloring process, and see how I can. Yeah, not that bad. And so I can, use my flip to see the animation. And let's go back to the first one. Yeah. Okay, that's working really fine. And let's have a look with the texture writer, which is kind of heavy sometimes. Okay, that's working pretty well. The calculation is nice. Okay. Yeah, that's working nice. Okay, so I think I'm actually stopping here. I think you could see pretty well the power of this new tablet, of this Wacom MobileStudio Pro, and really I should advise it. I know that they are about to release a couple of different models, cheaper ones with less memory and a cheaper CPU, and a more expensive one with, yes, more how to say that, more memory, more a stronger CPU, and also a 3D camera directly included in the tablet. And they also plan to have a bigger one, because this one is a 13-inch model, but they will also have a 16-inch model that will be, yeah, should be a little longer. And yeah, that's all, folks. Thank you for watching.